Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Snow Church video for Tuesday, December 27th. I am your host, Rev Snowflake. I almost forgot. I haven't used that in a long time. At any rate, here we are. Tuesday, kind of the slump between the Christmas and New Year's Day hoorahs, and hopefully there's some folks up here in the Northwoods recreating in all the wonderful snow that we've gotten recently. Not much snow yesterday. That all fell very lightly across eastern Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Even some sections of lower Michigan. A few flurries in the Keweenaw, not much. The snow showers were a little bit more intensified in areas like Whitefish Point and the Sioux, where they got about 1 to 2 inches. The radar, not really indicating a whole lot. A little bit of light snow with this current clipper system to move through the next 12 hours or so. We're going to look at 1 to 3 inches of snow or so with that event across Minnesota Arrowhead, the northern half of the Keweenaw, and then from about Grand Marais eastward in the UP during the day and evening hours today. And then let's go to the numerical weather models. I will add or throw this in very quickly that if you haven't read the text, the models are in pretty big, not pretty big, but in disagreement with the system for Monday and Tuesday of next week. The GFS is much warmer and less snowy for the Midwest, whereas the European actually has some pretty decent snows falling up across the northern and western Midwest. Starting here with the European model, and this is the not the snowfall, but the precipitation outlay. And here we can see this big storm moving on coast. Boy, California really looks like they'll be, at least northern California, will be very well set up for moisture after this wet season. We'll see if Southern California can follow suit, but watch this system come through. I don't know which one you're watching. I'm kind of watching this one and that one. But at any rate, there's the clipper going and through. And then we're quiet. And then here comes the Friday system. You can see how this is actually Thursday evening. And you can see how we have these little spotty showers of rain. This might actually be some light mixed precipitation up here, but this would be very light spotty rain. And then that's all we really get is some light and spotty rain. There's a little bit of snow that could fall here on the back side of the low right here. But as I've been saying, this low is very starved for moisture. So it's just not going to intensify enough and tap into Gulf moisture enough to be a prolific precipitation producer, the old PPP. The exceptions will be down along the southern Midwest, where they'll see some pretty good rains. And you can watch that there. All right, now we're getting towards Sunday morning. Maybe a little bit of snow shower activity, nothing really to write home about. This blob here maybe produces an inch or two, but I'm really not even high on its occurring at all. And then this is the storm for Monday, Tuesday of next week. We'll watch this thing pan out, and I just want to kind of stop it there because, for one thing, you can see it puts the low almost right over Milwaukee, and then the rain snow line would run from about Escanaba to just south of Wausau, and then down over towards, well, actually, by this point, it's down towards St. Joe, Missouri. But if I back up a little bit, it's up towards when the precipitation is falling, especially at its hardest, the rain snow line is around Omaha. And I mentioned that Omaha to the Twin Cities, to Wausau, to Escanaba in my forecast because that would be a pretty important line for the GFS. That is where the snow would fall. And then it exits off, and we've got a couple of quiet days by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So let's see what the snowfall outlay is with this GFS model, and we can run through this. And here's the little clipper for today. And then we get the little Friday event coming in right here. And then we'll watch for that Sunday snow. Look at all the snows in the Rockies and in the Sierras and in the Cascades. Nice snowpack building in those areas, which is great for them. I mean, I know that we would like to have that happen. We'd be getting more snows than we're getting here right now. But you know what, folks? These areas were in real hurting shape as far as water reservoirs went, and like to see that happening. Their reservoirs being recharged. Okay, so now here starts the Monday storm, and you see it breaking out across the Central Plains, and then sweeping on up, and then finishing up right about there. Not a huge storm by any means. We're talking about probably 5 to 10 inches in most of this purple area here. And you can see why I talk about that Omaha to about the Twin Cities to Wausau to Escanaba, because that's the southern extent of the snow according to the GFS. Northern extent goes from about Duluth to Watertown, South Dakota, which is sitting right there. Now we are going to jump to the US model and see what it has in store. Again, the clipper system for today, and then a little bit of snow on Friday. And then as we get here's the Monday system starting to take shape. Now look at how this area of snow is up here, whereas the other one was more down around here. So you can see how the GFS has things, I guess, really further north and west. But it results in warmer and lower snow totals for the Midwest, that track. And this is where it indicates most of the snow is to fall. So pick your poison, I guess. That one or that one. See if I can get them better aligned as far as, I don't think I can. I don't know why, but at any rate, this is the one I'm leaning a little bit more towards, but only leaning. In fact, I don't think either scenario is going to pan out perfectly. I mean, we're talking about a storm that's still almost 7 days out in the forecast. So a lot of time to make adjustments to things. And the fact that the models don't have the best of agreement, I mean, you know, you're talking about just a couple of degree difference in the track to make such a big difference across the Midwest. That's one thing that makes forecasting so difficult. And also the fact that, well, we know the models aren't perfect. So you just got to kind of pick and choose and use intuition. I've been doing this for over 30 years now, so have some intuition. And then also at times it's better to just throw up your hands and say, you know what, there's no clear-cut solution here just yet. Let's wait for the models to decide. As much as I'd love to be able to sit here and tell you which one of these scenarios was going to pan out, the truth is I can't, and I'd rather give you the truth than some kind of glorified lie or anything like that. And I'm not saying other forecasters lie, but sometimes I question why they say what they say. Maybe they are just picking a model and going with it, but that's not the best way to do a forecast, that's for sure. At least in my eyes. In my eyes, the best thing is to give the truth. So that's the truth, folks. Let's hope that things get themselves squared away. I guess the bottom line is the Northwoods should be in pretty darn good shape all the way through the weekend. I mean, we have those spotty rain chances later Thursday into Friday, but very light. I mean, even if it does, probably wouldn't last more than an hour or so. So if you're out riding, it starts to rain, you don't like to be in the rain, well, find a place to pull off and have a couple of soda pops and maybe even a sandwich or something like that, and then look out the window another hour or two later, and guess what? Ba-boom. No more rain. Let's go out and ride. You know, the trails aren't going to be demolished or anything like that. and make the most of it. That'll do it for today, folks. I hope I'm with you tomorrow. I probably should be. Have a great one, everybody. Keep those sticks on the ice and be good to yourselves.